Let's try this again. Once again, welcome to a brand new episode of Rants with Dez. Happy Thursday through Wednesday, and also evening, night, morning, and afternoon. Hopefully, I don't get interrupted this time. The fact is, I thought I was actually on a roll on that last one, which kind of really taps my, you know what? Somebody called, even though I told them after 7 o'clock, don't call down here, but they did. So I had to go up there. It is what it is. It is what it is. It kind of just chaps my, you know what? It is, but I got her done, and here I'm back. So let's get started once again with the LGBTQ plus community. First and foremost, like I was saying earlier before I was interrupted, once again, don't care if you're gay, lesbian, tranny, bisexual. Even though I think bisexual is kind of weak. I mean, seriously, pick a side. Seriously, just pick one or the other. At least and then stick with it. And if you go back to the home team, it is what it is. Brothers or sisters. I think it's just funny either way. Um, but when it comes to the drag story time, what is so scary about this is you have mostly white, liberal, suburban women taking their children to these libraries or wherever they're having these things, giving their dollars, bills to their children, and they give to these men dressed as women. And what's so scary about this, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the whole enchilada, these people think that they're heroes. They're not. They're dressed as women. That's it. Oh man, I the story can't get more odd than that. It really can't. I just think it's funny the fact that women, mothers out there would actually celebrate this kind of stuff. I mean, if you look at the whole enchilada, at the end of the day, everything that's going on right now in this world when it comes to this whole community, we're not even halfway done with this thing because we have the main one that's even worse than the drag stuff. When it comes down to the whole rigmarole that it actually is the LGBTQ AAP plus whatever, they're they're just so accepting for all these people, even though it's only the extreme ones that are so accepting for these kind of people. The main people that are just the part of the LGBT thing, they don't really want all this crap. They don't want all this attention, which is a good thing. And here's the thing: do it once you're 18. You can wait till then, because at the end of the day, if you don't, a lot of people actually reverse decided that they weren't. It was just a phase they were going through, and a lot of that actually is true. A lot of that is actually is a phase. Maybe for some it's not. The fact is, at the end of the day, I still think it's a phase. Um, even for the gay and lesbian thing, some of that stuff's a phase too. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if it's not, as long as you're not freaking promoting it to children, as long as you're not actually saying this is what's cool, and if you're not willing to actually do this, then you're not the cool one. There's a big difference between, like if you're a straight person and you got pride, how dare you? How dare you, Des, be a prideful straight person? I like chicks. I'm sorry. That's how God intended it. I mean, that's how we reproduce. That's how we make the next generation. But at the end of the day, when that many people decide to go this direction, at the end of, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I think it's funny. Um, People would say, "Oh, have you ever seen two like cows jumping each other?" Yes, that's actually called playing. That's how they're doing. I grew up on a farm. I grew up on a farm, so trust me, I know plenty of that stuff. And when the bowl was ready, the bowl was ready. I'll tell you that much. So Getting on to the next part of the whole LGBTQ thing. Now they're trying to normalize pedophilia. Hmm, that's an eye opener. Seriously, first and foremost, when they're trying to normalize something this scary, something this creepy, first and foremost, it's the drags in the libraries with the children and the mommies or the gay dads, whatever, giving the children dollar bills to give to the drag queen people. They're normalizing that part first. So now we're going to the other part here, which actually would be making it okay to actually like porn, I guess, on the internet for children porn. This is what's so freaking scary. And they want to be part of the LGBT community. And the extremists, I think, are slowly trying to actually come on over. We're welcoming everybody, except for you straight people. How dare you be straight? What is so scary about this at the end of the day is they're normalizing all this crap here. So we all actually bow down. And if you're not accepting of it, you're the bad guy or gal. You're the bad Caesar. By the way, my pronouns are F and U. Everybody knows what my pronouns are because I don't have to say them. Because you know what? I'm not one of those kind of people. Mm. Yeah, I had to do that. I'm sorry. We were talking about the LGBTQ community. But when they're trying to normalize this kind of crap when it comes to pedophilia into the whole rigmarole that is this whole standard right here, what is next? Pedophilia? First off, when it came to the drag things was scary. When it came to teachers and schools teaching the kids about especially lesbians or gay teachers. How was your weekend, kids? You would like to know what I did with my husband or with my wife. That is what's so creepy because at the end of the day, it should not be about that. Back in the day when I went to school, first off, it was a Monday. Everybody was bummed, except for kindergarten because, we got nap time sometime throughout the day anyway, and it was only half a day. Anywho, getting on with it. We never had to worry about the teacher's sex life because at the end of the day, they didn't want to actually tell us that. I know it's more so the major cities where they do this, not small towns like we do live in. But what is so scary about this at the end of the day is you got these people out there that are trying to exploit it for the children, and then these children go back to their parents. They'll talk to them, and the parents will say, "Oh, that's just crazy talk. Don't listen to that teacher." They go back to the teacher, and they'll listen to that teacher more and more and more because they'll listen to the teacher more because they're spending more time with that teacher instead of the parents. Other than the weekends, let's be honest. School for I would say from like 12 down is like a daycare for the parents. Actually, probably like 10 and down. Because let's be honest, kids have adapted to be smarter where they can take care of themselves at a younger age. I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, also, these teachers are teaching these kids their way of life. And it gets put in their mind. Well, my teacher said this is cool. My teacher said this is what it's actually about. So why not live like my teacher? Because my parents, I only see them in the evening time and on the weekends. This is what's so scary about public schools. Not in the small town areas like we live in, but like in major cities. These teachers are supposed to be the heroes. I mean, look at 2020. Look at 2020. At the end of the day, these teachers were doing freaking dancing videos and whatnot, just like the nurses. We're going to be talking about that a little bit during the media part of this one. But at the end, what's so scary? Yes, I say scary a lot, and at the end of the day, a lot because these are what I believe in. These are supposed to be our heroes, but are they really? They teach them about the LGBTQ. They teach them about all the stuff that's going on, especially if the teacher is a lesbian or a tranny or whatever on that list of so many alphabetical letters. Let's be honest, there's a lot of A's on there. I don't know why there's so many A's on there, but it is what it is. I just think it's funny. We're living in a clown world right now. We really are, and it's okay to live in a clown world because hopefully this guy comes back in November. Well, he gets voted back in this coming November. Um, but when they're trying to bring the pedophilia thing into the LGBTQ thing because they want that to be normalized, actually is not a disease, but actually like a thing of, well, it's not their fault that they feel that way about children. That is what's so scary. They're allowing this kind of agenda because they feel this way about children. That should scare every single person out there. Your children are not safe around any of these kind of people. That's how I feel about it. This actually is a terrorist group. The LGBTQ plus community now with the drag show thing and now possibly bringing on the pedophilia crap. I know it's not there quite yet, but the way it sounds, they're trying to bring him in there. Just think about that. If that does happen, what's your stance on that? Because what is so scary about this? Where else are they going to go from here? We thought the we thought just the furries thing was funny. The fur, I mean seriously, dressing up as an animal. I identify as a kitty cat. Meow. Oh boy, I see a little chickadee. Meow. Oh, I always forget the camera's over here. Num num num. The good old chickadee. I always have him here. Actually, she here. That means there's a chick. So the thing about it is, think about this in the end. If they would actually allow the pedophilia thing to be part of the LGBTQ, because they want to work it in there, are you going to be okay with this community? Because, like I was saying, what was that last night? Whether it was on here or Instagram, I was saying that the LGBT is actually slowly becoming a terrorist group. If they're allowing this kind of part of this organization in here, perverts that are actually for children, then yes, it's a terrorist group. I think we've done enough on the whole LGBT pedo thing. The fact is, before I go on to the next topic, there's a lot of drag queens out there that were pissed off at the whole rigmarole that is them actually doing it at libraries and stuff. They're like saying that's not made for children. That is definitely not made for children. It was made for sentient adults, and that's it. Not for frickin' bringing children in this crap. The fact that they're normalizing this actually shows us that we are actually not on God's earth. This is the devil's earth right now. Oh, God still owns us all. Damn right he does. But at the same time, God is letting the devil run the show. But wait till the big fight actually happens. That'll be a great one. We'll be talking more about that closer to Easter. Let's be honest. That's gonna be a good one though. Um, when it comes to the pedos, though, they all deserve the same freaking thing. I won't say it on here because I'm on YouTube. So let's go to the next topic at hand. Let's talk about the media. First off, the media is a failure. For those of you that actually watch MSNBC, CNN, or even like Fox News sometimes, depends upon who's actually hosting it or whatever. There's a lot of bad rick and roll bullshit that is actually fake news. Um, what's so scary about it is these people, since the dawn of time of you know basic cable TV, where they got started, not since the beginning of everything. You know what I'm saying? God was like, we don't need CNN quite yet. They will be coming shortly. Anyway, since the beginning of their time, actually, as the most reliable sources, um, people actually took it with a grain of salt that they were actually telling the truth. We are going to be talking about a few things on this one because this is actually a fun one. I'm eventually going to actually figure a way to actually be able to put like little videos up because I think you can do that on laptops. As I said, this is my first week doing this, so it is what it is. I am learning as we go around tonight. To right this week, it's just me, and possibly Monday night. By hopefully next Thursday, I'll actually have maybe at least one other person to actually add to the conversation, which would be perfect because I'm going on 14 minutes actually, almost 15. and we're only starting the second one. I'm actually pretty excited about that. But going back to the media, when it comes down to it, the media has lied. I think we all know that already. That's why I wanted to talk about that tonight, especially CNN, MSNBC. So let's go straight to the China virus first, because I know I'm on YouTube. I should not say China virus, but at the same time, they're not gonna frickin' ban me from saying it now, which is a good thing. Well, plus I only have a few many subscribers anyway. I'm still like a little gnat, like I always tell people. I'll say that because on Instagram or Facebook, I always call myself a gnat. It's like the people like the Tim podcast, the Louder Crowders, the Ben Shapiro's that are lions. I'm the little gnat in the ear while the lions comes and attacks. Right now, I'm just a cub. I'm a gnat. Once I get to 100 subscribers, then I'm a cub. Then I'm a cub. But going back to the media, when it comes down to the whole rigmarole that actually is this, they lied and they knew they were lying. That's what's so scary about it. Because once we did enough research during the first several months, we were scared during the China virus. I was nervous as hell, and I've had the China virus twice, and I know it was because I did get tested the one time. I actually got tested twice because I had to, because otherwise, with work wise, but I never got vaccinated. I also thank God for that much. I know people say when they test you, there's a part of something that's actually in the thing. That's why people say never get tested. But now it's just a glorified cold anyway. But anywho, during this time, this is when the whole rigmarole bullshit of dancing nurses started too. And since then, so much more dancing. So much more freaking dancing. Please stop with the dancing. Whether you're nurses, teachers, if you're at your home doing a thing, I get it. That's fun. But stop doing that at your place of work, for God's sakes. Nobody wants to see that anymore. I'm just saying. I think it's just funny because it's like, what in the blue hell are you actually getting out of this whole thing? I'm first and foremost, you're supposed to be very essential people because you're supposed to be helping people get healthy and from being sick. How long does it take you to choreograph the whole crap that you're doing to actually produce it? You know, I'm sure it's on somebody's phone, and they're like 20 takes later, and 3 hours and many Red Bulls later, they finally got their freaking video that they wanted. Ay, ay, ay. You could have 10 people just died off of that one video. Probably more. Let's be honest. But they had to get their video out there. Mm, YMCA. Mm, mm, mm. Sprinkler time. Sprinkler time. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, stick with your line of work, because you know what? You dancing during the China virus made yourselves look like a bunch of dumbasses and silly. The best way to say it is silly. I found out the best way to say the F bomb is just say silly, because you know what? You're not having to say the F bomb, which is fantastic. Um, so we had that going for us. Teachers loved it during that time. The media made sure the teachers were actually legit about this whole thing. Um, we're gonna talk more about the China virus on another one probably next week, because there's so much to talk about. But the media, at first, I get where they did what they did, but Fauci's another one that needs to be freaking. He should actually have to apologize to the American people, because he was with the media for a lot of that, basically daily. He got an award during the China virus. Let's not forget that, for being there, during the hardest time in America history. No, no, not even close. 0.03% of people died during the China virus pandemic. I call it a pandemic. Hey, YouTube, it was a pandemic. I'm trying to get out the bots so they know that where I stand. Like the flag in the Trump 24 hat doesn't actually give it out there for you. It was a pandemic. When it comes down to this whole thing, Fauci should be in jail because he lied every day. on the media, and he loved every moment of the spotlight. Let's be honest. The fact is, I enjoy this part right here. I'm enjoying talking to you guys right now. So I know some of you guys will listen to at least some of this, and hopefully you're actually a little bit entertained. Because you know what? Not only am I trying to give you guys some information, but I'm also trying to actually entertain as well. Hell, my dancing in itself proves something. Plus, I got little chickadee. I mean, look at it, little chickadee. Look at chickadee. It's like he's so shy. He's so shy. he, he looks so big when he's actually up in front of the camera. We got to do it. We got to do it. There we go. I said, I I'm trying to make a comedy show here, so it's not always freaking serious. We're trying to have some fun. Hopefully, once we get the other people on here, they're going to be the same concept. Um, but it's a work in progress. As I said, this is for those of you that have already subscribed already. Much love to all of you already, and I know a lot of you, whether it's Instagram, a couple from Facebook, and actually people from work. I love every one of you. It's a really great thing. It's like dang rights. We're gonna get her up there. We're gonna. I don't say it. People say. People say Dez is the best channel ever. I don't say it. People. I don't say it. People tell me like Dez. It's the best channel. I'm like, whoa, Trump. Easy on the Mountain Dew. So let's continue on with the media. So not only during the China virus, but also Trump 2016. I always hate this because I'm like windshield wipers, and it's the opposite direction of what it actually is. During the 2016 election, everything that they could do to bash Trump, they did. And so many people fell for it. That's what's so scary about it. The reason why I'm pushing this kind of crap, one of the reasons why I started doing this live stream, but not on YouTube, but the other ones, was because of the way the media was actually doing this. It was because the fact that they were not doing their job. Everything that Trump did was evil. Hell, when I saw him go down the escalator, I was like, that's my guy. There was something about it. I think it was a smugness. Is like, you know, but he was not a career politician. Like I was saying last night, I talked to a coworker yesterday. He said he doesn't like Trump because he's not political. Well, he's not doesn't act like a politician. He got stuff done though. During his 3 years, because the last year was the China virus, he got stuff done. The fact is, I will take a guy that's not a career politician, aka acting political, over any of those other asshats out there because at the end of the day, he actually cares about what actually is going on. The media, though, they went backwards about it. All because Trump's like, we're going to drain the swamp. And they knew, first and foremost, their powerful friends, aka career politicians, also, they would possibly put under the bus as well. Why else do you think they're still going after Trump as hard as they really are? Media. Maybe it's time for you to actually put in the swamp as well, because I think you're part of the whole enchilada. Media. Maybe it's time for you to actually put under an x-ray thing to see what kind of sins you have done. The fact is, I'm not a saint. I've never said that. But the fact is, you're so scared of Trump because at the end of the day, he is actually doing what he said he was going to do. And I think when he goes back in as the president in 24, I think the swamp will be drained. Because now, just think about this. Media, because of you, because of your falsely accusing Trump of all this crap, finally, he will come after you. It's his last 4 years. He's going to go after the politicians. It's his last 4 years. He was being nice to you guys. You weren't this whole time, and still you're not. I guarantee if you go after some of those judges that frickin' falsely accuse him for some of that crap, you go after them as well. But you know what? And he'll still get shit done throughout this whole country. This is what I love about Trump. Um, Media, the fact that you're so scared of him is one of the reasons why I love him even more. You're not real media. You're a person saying a topic, and then everybody's got their opinions. The news is actually saying the story. You're not the news. And CNN, MSNBC, you could say, well, I think it's MSNBC that says they're in the middle. CNN is more so, or is it the other way around? Is CNN the one that says they are the more moderate one, or is it MSNBC? Don't make me look it up. It is what it is. Well, one of them says they're more moderate, and the other one doesn't. Um, at the end of the day, when this whole rigmarole is going to actually come to an end, there's going to be a lot of people going to be have to answer some questions. And thanks to Trump and many of his good lawyers, I guarantee he's got more than one. I can tell you that much. It'll be a glorious time because it'll be time not for revenge, not for revenge. It'll be time for justice. All that money that they spent of our tax, I hate this, tax dollar bills that we sent over them to bring over to Ukraine or to the border, not to the border, but to the illegals. Maybe, just maybe, we will finally actually be able to actually get some answers from these criminals, including Joe Biden. Even though I think he's not really Joe Biden, it's a double. Joe Biden's probably sleeping tonight. Let's be honest. He's not going to be at this State in the Union tonight. That'll be the main event. Oh, man. Actually, it starts in 15 minutes. Um, let's talk a little more about the media because I'm not in a hurry. I already had to shut this live down once. So it's one of those things. That's why I'm going a bit longer. Yeah, that 3 minute one is like, gosh darn it. But anyway, getting back to the media, maybe, just maybe, you will actually have to answer for some of the bullcrap, whether it was the China virus, whether it was Trump the first time around, whether it was all the fake dossier bullcrap you were spewing out there to us, whether it was Trump number two here, aka coming in again, whatever it is. I mean, you're pissed off this past week when Trump was okayed by the Supreme Court to be on the ballot. That tells you something. And how scared you were, and you still are. You, what are you really hiding, CNN? What are you also really hiding, MSNBC? Because there's got to be something out there that you're really hiding. That you're this scared of a person. Snoop Dogg endorses Trump now. The man that actually had a video the first time around, a music video, where it was like a clown that looked like Trump. The gun went up to his head and pulled the trigger and shot the Trump clown. Snoop Dogg endorses Trump. So, to you two channels there, what are you hiding that you can't endorse Trump? Or, that you're bashing him every chance that you can. There's got to be something going on there because it's not adding up at all whatsoever. It really is not. It makes you look bad. It makes you look pretty sad, actually. Um, I think we're done with the media one. We'll go back to that one in the future anyway. The media never gets old, let's be honest, because they're always the Rachel Maddows. I miss the old CNN lineup where it was what the hell was see, this is when you know you're live and you don't have actually notes at all. Well, I just have the topics at hand, but Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon. God, was that always funny between those two going? Once they transfer power from one show to the other, this crazy stuff the right wings think. It's not even that bad out there. I went to a restaurant the other day. Yeah, yeah, Chris Cuomo. Actually, it was Don Lemon. I'm sure you did. I mean, he's the gay one that actually tried to hit up on a guy the wrong way. And hey, all I gotta say is look up Louder or Crowder, Don Lemon or Don Lemon, whatever you want to call him. What a piece of shit. You'll enjoy that one. It's like a 15-minute video. It's classic. And you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go to the main event. God bless CNN because they get some of the craziest people out there. I tell you what. So the State of Union tonight, actually in like 13 minutes. Nice. I'm not gonna watch that tonight. I'll watch the fun parts. I know you're saying, but Rants with Dez or Dez, why aren't you gonna watch it? Because you know what? Mother and I are gonna be watching some TV at 8:30. I can't just stop watching it when it's just started. I mean, Joe Biden, he's gonna fall asleep on the stage. Let's be honest. I'll watch the Louder Crowder one tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow and probably Saturday. Let's be honest. That's like a 3 hour podcast. It'll be fantastic. But question of the day for you guys out there that are watching, whether you are watching now or later, what are your thoughts? Is he going to go after the MAGA people again, like he actually has been in the past, or do you think he's going to actually keep it tame, especially being his election year and it's the last State of the Union before the election? Do you think he's going to keep it tame, or do you think he's going to go once again after MAGA? Because, hey, Joe Biden, here's the thing. I know you're never going to get this, but when you call half of America basically evil, all that does is it makes that half really disdain you that much more. Not hate, disdain. There's a big difference between hate and disdain. Not going to lie. We don't have to hate you. We just don't respect you. I mean, you're the one that can't get off the stage. Almost ever. I'm just saying. I don't say it. People told me like, Des, can you see Joe Biden try to walk off the stage last week again? Didn't know where he was going. Didn't know where he was going. I don't say it. People tell me like it was crazy. It was cringe. It was so cringe. That's why we had to do a meme about it. Joe Biden once again getting lost once again. It's crazy. It's crazy. I wish I'd have a better. I got the hands figured. I wish I have a better Trump voice, but still got to do it. But at the end of the day, how much does he bash the Trump supporters? How much does he brag about his economy? And how much does he say we lose our democracy if Trump wins in November? Those are the three things I'm asking you guys right now. Comment below. I know a lot of you guys will see this if you watch the whole thing at the end. Um, you'll seen it by now, or the ones that wanted to. I have a feeling he's going to talk about all three of those quite a bit. I think it's funny. I actually feel sorry for the scumbag that is Joe Biden, because at the end of the day, he's a silly, silly person that really doesn't know where the hell he is 3/4 of the time, and the other times that he does, he's sleeping. Let's be honest. Actually, it's half and half. He's sleeping half the time. The other half, he's on the beach on vacation. Well, he's like Bernie. The weekend at Bernie's. Is it Bernie's? I think so. As I said, no notes here. My iPad is off right now, so it's like I'm just going off the top of my head here. So I think I'm done here for the nights. Um, so State of the Union starts in about 10 minutes, 9 minutes actually. So once again, I love you guys and I do appreciate you guys. And I every time I say that, I actually mean it, because you know what? You guys subscribe to the channel. You guys actually watch. I'm just on here talking shit about people. I'm on here actually having the good time. You're the ones got to listen. You don't have to, but you choose to. And that's what makes it much more fun. At the end of the day, it was for you guys. I would not be doing this, but it's always a good time when there's people actually willing to listen. Once again, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, peace and happy holidays. Don't forget about happy holiday season all year round, because if you're not pissing off a liberal one way or the other, there's always that. And if you actually enjoy the show, please subscribe and share this video to piss off your liberal friends. As sharing is caring, that's how you do it. Until next time, peace out.